my most ethical light and love crew. Good to see you again. I'm a little late on my Tuesday offerings, but it's okay. It's Thursday, all shall be well again. And it's one of the days I am thankful I had yesterday and today back-to-back off days, so I could balance and really focus on my organization. I did some cleaning yesterday, got frustrated in several points of the day, but pushed through it, and my trio mantra, my trifold mantra worked. It's magic. Yes. So, got me through, and I didn't notice the difference until I woke up. I didn't notice what an impact it felt after, getting some rest. And I looked around my room and I was just like, whoa, it feels clearer. I feel more sane. And even if I stayed up till nearly 3 o'clock in the morning, if it's my most productive time yet, then I'm going to apply myself. And it was all the better waking up this morning. I wrote a schedule for myself. And I didn't fake it either. I just did it. And it just feels so much better that my life is getting back into order. Yeah. So I am a tiny bit tired, but I'm more so pleased with the ongoings of what's to come. Like, something as simple, like all it took was buying a few binders and getting all of the paperwork situated. I didn't get all, there's so much. The hole punches are compact when you use the hole puncher, of course. And so even when it's condensed, I had a load. And that's not even just piled. And that's not even all of the paperwork. So I have to organize it even more. It's just done in phases, and it felt so much better. So much better that I realized there were certain things that needed to be tended to that are coming up very, very soon. So this is the prime time. They were not kidding when they said the next 3 months are going to be supreme, vital ones. And let's say there are interruptions. Let's say there are, hater energies on the outside. And you have to use that as verification that you're doing the right thing. And that's only going to magnify your power, Tina. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. I'm noticing older energies come through, doing the fake friend thing, and it's like, oh, there's the pattern. There it is. Goodbye. And the funny thing is that if you're clairaudient and you get messages similarly to identify energies, it's like they mark their territory or piss on good music, on good vibes. And it's like, no, you have to call back some of that power again. They don't own that, just because you experience a certain perceived vibe within a time frame that you cross paths with them. It doesn't own the moment. No, you can reconfigure things, and you don't need to let anybody brainwash your experiences and tarnish them and take ownership more than we're able to. With things that we like, we do, So anyway, Queen of Swords in reverse. What's going on there? I think it's unfolding the origami. That's the last thing that we talked about. Okay, so this, it showed up like that. Okay, so this is what we talked about. We're like complex within messaging, the slicing of truths. It's very intricate, unique in its folding, like their own certain makeup of truth telling. So here we have it unfolded. When you step away from something and you see the, like when you see the whole map like laid out, that's what's happening there. So what's going on here? Ooh, I see some of it already. Oh my gosh, it's there. It's Six of Cups in reverse, which is like, that doesn't really feel special yet. But the Empress inverted and the Five of Swords. Oh, there was a tiny hook. The Empress inverted and the Five of Swords inverted is wonderful. It's wonderful. This is saying that for a person that creates their own, how do I say it? Manifests their own creation, that can figure out how to make something from their own folds, and then trust their knowledge in all of that, and then unfold it and take a look at the whole piece to see all of the creases that it's made, seeing all of the wrinkles, seeing all of the folds. This is also about the aging process and having pride in that. Having confidence in that. You take a step back and you open up that map, and one thing led to another that led to your own creation. So nobody can take that away. And such a person, such an energy depicts very much underground relationships. This is our kinship energy. See? Look. So when we look at that, I'm just noticing here, down here, there's the lights of 5 shining cups. The sixth one is right here, which is shared. Holy smokes. That's so sweet. That's the first time I really took a look at that orb like energy. So their interactions like are maybe observed from far away, but they're the only two that can really intimately see each other. You know what I mean? It's that sacred. So when we're looking at the Queen of Swords in the context that we talked about, when it's in reverse for this field, we're looking at that kind of character exhibiting relationships, friendships, etc., networks that are secure within the subtleties. So see the two honks, and that's backed by the Empress, like inverted, which is us. Highly fertile, highly creative, highly abundant, and well respected. The sum of all queens put together. You see her auric field. This is the first time I'm noticing that. It's almost like a rainbow here. It's like an iridescent sunset. So you've got kind of like we've got the like northern lights here in the background. But this is the one-up card, you see? The Five of Swords. So we don't need to be flashy with our displays. We just know these things to be true. Okay? Almost as though there's something like being so adept at balance that we can walk on great heights, stilts. And so much so that when you really, really, really zoom into this, you'll see that the characters on the bottom are walking their own path, which is, still meeting on the horizon, but it's, oh my gosh, there's several messages here. Okay, so the people that we, I guess, stand above, when we walk on greater heights, at greater heights, it's almost like we're on different dimensions, okay, just overlapped. So they become like almost blurred out. And the other thing, though, is that walking on that horizon, you see how they're blurred out. It's almost like televised, like television, like, it's, you see, like, it's kind of like static, like they're just about appearing on the horizon. And it's a meetup. It's two. About two. Several messages there. Interesting. It looks like almost winter because of the clothing within their silhouettes. Very interesting. Very interesting. So today it's Authorizing Officer Tuesday. A couple days late. We're doing some makeup work here. But it's still divinely timed, so okay. Making important decisions and following through with them. This is not just about the sign-off, but compliance. I like it, I like it. Okay. 5 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. It's saying goodbye to old news because there's better news coming. Which means, when we say, like, old news is good news. So, with something that is phased out, let's say obsoleted, we recognize that. And when we recognize that, that's good news on its own in the present tense. And with that, that implies there's better coming. And moving forward with that energy, there's so much more vibrance pronounced in the next steps forward. So when you say goodbye to something, the cleanup, the there's no hard feelings. It just is. And even when faced with that energy, it's just the universe is, I don't even want to say testing you anymore. It's just the universe is showing you where to apply that vibe. To set the example, set the tone, and that's just bringing out like the best of. So that's major. This is when you move in that, when we move in that manner, this is above and beyond compliance. This is gratitude. This is fortitude. It's it's things are looking up. That's good. Of course, of course. It's pronouncing, it's foreboding. How do I say it? What were you saying with that? It's foreboding long-term relationships. What do you call it? There's a certain word for it. It's not just tenor, because it's not like an internal thing. It's the relationships you have with others. It begins with an R. I don't know why I'm stuck there, but that's okay. Anyway, that's okay. We're gonna move on. Okay. Jesus Christ, what do you want to say? Okay. The Star in reverse. That's great. Okay. And then what came over here is 10 of Swords in reverse. And what turned up is 3 of Swords, King of Coins, and 8 of Wands. Okay. This is good. This is Jesus Christ right there. The Great Magician within applications of how to be productive with that energy. What do you do when you're confronted with things that not just only disappoint you, and you have to leave it behind, you know, and you say your goodbyes, okay? You get out of that energy, but also cause the feels of heartbreak and loss, a sense of demotion, after devotion. What do you do with that energy? So there's a sense of being productive and highly communicative, not just combative, because we've already left that avenue. This is and not being combative doesn't mean that we steer away from conflict. This is being very direct, to the point, even if jet lagged, within the transit, that we still are able to be effective in getting to that meetup point on the horizon. That sense of hope, that sense of expansion, that sense of mobility and progressiveness. Progression, excuse me. So that's okay, so that's where it like turned up, and this one was over it. So let's read what this means here. Okay, 10 of Swords in reverse, 9 of Cups in reverse, the High Priestess, the Fountain, and the Moon card. So we're the people that are present here, we are highly intuitive, okay? To have, I mean, this is like almost untapped potential here. Or no, let's rephrase that. Potential to be further tapped into. The High Priestess is a super elevated Queen of Cups, who can manage and approach situations like the Queen of Swords, okay? Then the Fountain, this is very unique to this particular deck. So I'm gonna read it from there, but this is basically like the bonus round. When you've done so well that you have like one extra increment that's not perceived as extra credit, but like extra replenishment. And to have that manifest, it's almost like starseed type of material. It's like the emergence of this like extraterrestrial type of spaceship emerging from the waters, from deep earth. Something that's very primordial, but like high tech, highly advanced. So when we see that, when we're faced with, like, we should say thank you to the utmost divine for presenting us with this field of studies with the Three of Swords energy. For real. Like, that's ultimate flattery to be able to see this at the very end, facing that. This is Phoenix energy, you know. This is the Three of Cups turned over threefold. This is magnified pain and loss sitting there. So what do you do to make sure that on your new journey that your cups aren't tainted with old stuff? You turn them all down. You turn them all down. You do. You just do. And I guess physically speaking, on a conceptual level, is water under the bridge. Okay? We're not burning bridges, really. We're just reformatting. You know, when you're using the digital camera, this is what I learned initially, like as a newbie user way back when, was this is when like we had the little VHS like videotapes, like it moved from like big to like that size, and then the DSLR. So when it became like a new thing, the DSLR camera, those cards, those memory cards, it's not at first you format it, okay, before you use it. Then when you load it up with all these pictures, it's not enough to just delete them. You have to reformat the card after deleting those items, after, you know, assuming you saved them all or whatever. You have to reformat the card to like renew it like fresh, clean slate, no interruptions, etc. And I learned this the hard way when I was voted in as the formal photographer for my in-laws renewal of vows, or, you know, like when you get remarried again, you know, and they made it like more romantic and etc. And so it was at that moment where they have that kiss. You know, I got like everything else but that part, just like that single part. That's when my it's a hard lesson. Sometimes it's hard lessons. But looking back on it, like it's not even a big deal, but just to capture that moment. Some things you just have to like be there for, you know what I mean? And that's why you just like have to let certain things go. But that's how I learned. You have to reformat your digital memory, like your memory cards, after you've, you know, erased it and whatever, each time. Like, I already knew to keep a backup, but to have to fumble all of that within like those few lasting seconds, that's I don't know why I had to say that there. But even this, like the memory card that you insert, the pins on the recipient side, they look like that. That's crazy. So oh, the reformatting the bridge, okay, and that's also us. We're reformatting ourselves, the bridge, the channel to new networks, and so that we're not getting like the same old vibes. I love it. This is so amazing. Give me a second, okay? So I'm gonna read what's behind the star card in reverse, okay? Okay. Because this was actually the top of the deck. Looking at that. Two of Wands. Right behind it. And Ace of Swords. This is beautiful. So this is repetition. Or better yet, a reminder of our last visitation rites. That our inner core, the solar plexus chakra, is kind of like shaking hands with our heart, the star of our heart. That's what it's basically saying here. Like, it's not hidden energy, it's primordial light, the inside of where your solar plexus chakra meet your heart. And it's just that like Care Bear countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's just like that. It's not like you're in the becoming. It's not like you're not there yet. It's all there. This is saying it is all there. Two of Wands. Sizing yourself up correctly. Sizing up the situation that you're approaching correctly. Not just being in compliance, but commingling with that energy because you got it right. No worry, no fear, no aggression when you're handling different sources that these chopsticks are to pick up, because as you know, it's different maneuvering when you pick up like rice, and it's not like the same sticky rice or noodles or a dumpling or whatever, you know what I mean? So the maneuvering is quite different and requires a more hand-eye coordination. Like we are an active caliper, like a digital caliper, and measuring out what's in front of us and being able to pick that up and interact, like consume it. So it's all here, sized up correctly. And that is the absolute truth. So this is like picking at that, you know, the ace of, you know, picking at the truth of things. So this is absolute clarity. This is a pillar of light shining. Your lightsaber, basically, with just the light involved. Yeah. So when you look at that, that's what the star is basically holding on to. Honk, honk. There you go. Okay. Anything else? It's been 25 or so minutes. All right. So let's get a mantra for today. Just a little, like, just something like just to have in our back pocket should we need something to refortify, stabilize, like instantaneously. What have we got? What do you want for us? Jesus Christ, what do you gotta say? So, let's, okay, because I know not everybody is the same religion or belief system here, but let's just think about, okay, Jesus and his story, okay? Let's say, okay, what if somebody told us that, some of our friends betrayed us, sold out, okay, and now we're, let's modernize the crucifixion, okay? They stole our accounts, and they're about to start their own business, and there was nothing within the agreement signed off that that prohibited this. It's just in bad taste, but not necessarily illegal by paperwork, okay? That they made a fool out of us and humiliated us, all for the sake of an extra $1. Okay, let's say we did that. And this would absolutely put us out on the streets with a new like set of twins that are about to be, you know, that are about to come through. Okay, so like, and they did this on at a specific time when major bills were about to come through, or we were in a major lawsuit. Okay, so like, let's just see it like all crumble and see all that shit come through. And this was all to say, like, so there's that avenue. Then there's this part where you're supposed to sacrifice yourself for the sake of the many. Not the majority, but the all. Let's think about that. Yeah. Jesus Christ has got to say something, like, has, I'm sure, some great news to share, especially with the whole thing with resurrection, okay? Like, so, what do you got to say? Oh, I thought I dropped one. No. Okay, so there's one, which is the bottom. 9 of Wands. You show up. Okay. Number 1, present tense. You don't just show up. You got to be present. Okay, for whatever it is. Okay. The arraignment. Okay, so it, look, it's like that. Okay, so we got this first. Oh my gosh, and then this, which kind of split itself there. Okay. Okay, so this is great. Looking at that, first off, okay, that's one pile. The other pile is here. This was in the top. Okay. All right, so 7 of Swords in reverse, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Pentacles, the Magician in reverse, and the Intentions card from the Creators in reverse. Okay. So I think there's like a trifold mantra here coming up here. Okay. What do we start with? Okay. There's three and 4, right? And then we have 5 here. Okay. Number 1, you cut the losses. You see? Deconstruct losses, like, because part of that, when you cut your losses, you're also realizing that that was partially bullshit, right? Okay. This is the exchange part of it. Like, you have enough to exchange. So it's like the return policy is recognized for this, okay? But you also recognize that you have your own personal assets in limbo here, okay? You have yourself to rely on, as well as the creator's intentions in mind. So this exchange policy is solid. You let go of, like, you just cut your losses, because like that, like birds of a feather flock together type of energy, like clean slate, okay? We got us to rely on, okay? There's enough like solidarity here and energetic intentions that are live within its sentience. We can rely on that, okay? That's numero uno, okay? Okay. The second part here is the Chariot in reverse, the Lovers, and then the Ace of Cups in reverse. So this is one way to stay present within that energy, like fortitude, okay? Establishing fortitude. The right, the validation there, okay? Then this is in being present and parked within this energy, we know that we have good standing relationships. We know that we are solid when we come forth. Like, we, how do I say it? When it comes to the occasion, the people that are there for us will arrive. Okay? They'll show up. Okay? Accordingly. They'll meet up. Okay? This is a trophy winner. This is protection. Okay? Kind of hidden, you know what I mean? So, when we're parked in an avenue, like an alley that's not so, that doesn't look so promising, we have people that will show up, like, that will be very obvious on the connection points. Now, when we're talking about hidden energy, this is the first time that I've seen it like this, is that, you know, when you're like on the streets and you're playing cups, like you have to find the item that's hidden within the moving cups. That's that, okay? So this is the energy of protection, and they're saying surveillance, but it's more like the people that are there for you have really got their eye on you, okay? They're really, oh, did I just spit? They're watching out for us, okay? Okay, so then we have the World card in reverse, Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Like, how solid can you get? Come on. Now, the World card in reversal, it's almost like the Death card in reversal, like ending of cycles. So this is like finding closure there. It doesn't look as wonderful, but when you see it in sequence to the next few cards, You know, this is basically the two that are balancing here. So one is a high point, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and one is the kind of like slightly the low point, but both are very much connected and synchronous within its offerings of dynamism. So looking at that, there's things that are happening that are like, you know, that the space um the space program where you like get hooked up in this like thing that looks like the Leonardo da Vinci Making of a Man type of thing, connected, but like you move around like it's spinning all around the place. It's kind of like that dynamism. Things are happening that are unfolding, that are generating. This is like the backup generator, the high point to closing out cycles. And you know who's got it under control? Remember when we saw in the answer deck, the Emperor, the hands behind the back, and talking about time and the and all of that? The Emperor is spoken. Those are the Emperor's hands, basically. Like, I got you, okay? I intuitively got you. Hidden beneath, like, the mysteries and this world of, you know, this sea, these intuitive bodies that are very much pulled in the frequencies of, like, moon energy. Dude, I got you. That's what, so, that's so sweet. Coming from Jesus. Okay, so, number one, we show up, okay? We show up. And we show up in our present self. Our very best present self. Okay, that's the face of it. Okay. Now, the first part of it is we cut our losses because we know we can ultimately depend on ourselves. We can depend on our reserves. Okay, that's what... This is the changing of the guard of the lens cap, basically, of the all-seeing eye. And then we now have that doubled, you know, the 3. We have that doubled now. Because of the reward from letting go. And recognizing what's gone is gone, what's done is done. And we're done. So that saying goodbye is like, we know that deep within our reserves, the recesses, that we have solid relationships, especially with ourselves. Okay. Second part of that mantra is when we show up, others show up for us. Our kind show us up for us. And we are very much protected within this avenue of what is perceived as a sitting duck. Okay. Third part of it is that Spirit got us. Things are already imbalanced, in tow. So I want to be able to condense this energy into something that's that we could fit into our back pocket. Okay, so give me a second. It's getting like very hot right now. Okay, so we show up, we clock in, we're present in our best selves. The things that we say goodbye to are rewarded by giving more weight to ourselves and our connection. Okay, my phone overheated. Okay, so we're back at this, and I wanted to be able to condense the energies as far as what to say with regards to all of this. Okay, repeating. We show up, show up to the party, okay? Things get hectic, you know, but there's a point, and like, there's a point which we like do away with that energy. Cut your losses. You have so much. We have so much more going for us. We cut our losses because we have so much more going for us, okay? They're not even really losses. They're just like illusions of losses. It's old energy. The Marie Kondo way says to let go, to release things with gratitude rather than rid yourself from that energy. You know what I mean? There's a positive turn to these scenic routes. So when we make the decision, it's a good thing. Okay. It's so good that when we make that turn, there are pit stops. There are reasons to slow down and take a break. Okay, because we have synchronous meetups that are very well protected. Okay, so even if there's like a checkpoint or construction ahead, it's still a scenic route because we get to do we get to have these strong meetups with ourselves or sacred moments of peace and I'm hearing bliss. Do you see that? It's very, very much connected. Okay. And grounded. Do you see that? But yes, protected. Okay. So in this whole thing, Spirit's got us. There's a balance within the closing of cycles. This is due to happen. It's meant for us. And to not show up for something like this is just, how do I say it? It would be doing ourselves a disservice not to show up. There we go. I mean, when you come full circle to it, you have to find reasoning to not just the methods of showing up, like the incremental wise, but like we would severely be missing out if we didn't show up. That's all there is to that. Okay, so all the more reason, like if anyone out there is experiencing, oh, look at the bottom of the deck, if anyone is experiencing depression, like just want to cut it, like just done, what do you want to say about that? Judgment, karma. Okay, so you make the decision how you please, but know that experiencing the dark side is a normal thing. Okay, but who wants to be like mediocre? Who wants to express their life path within normalcy? You know, there's so much more to be uncovered. You see that? Emergence from each cup. See, oh, Spirit is saying that we're a trophy cup, basically. Each one of us here, you know, 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cups. There's an emergence. So you can either stay hidden or you can emerge. Top of the deck is 4 of Swords in reverse. This is the atmosphere of healing. As an authorizing officer, you have to validate the times that need mending, that need sewing, that there's a meditative thought process, because when you're looking at the word sewing, there's several meanings to it. Number 1, the similarities in that is the point of connectivity. Being bonded with your time here, with your presence, with whatever's involved in front of you. Because after you harvest, you sow the seeds. Okay? So maybe you'll plant different seeds because sometimes the ground needs different kinds of nutrients. Okay? But even that, there's a healing method in sewing up, you know, what appears to be torn up in front of you. What's behind that? I'm just curious. Oh, wait. Was that? No, that was the top of the deck. Okay. Knight of Swords. Yeah. So this is, I think, overall, this approach, this aspect, and what do I do? Am I doing the right thing? Those questions are no longer presented within that tone. It's like, instead of the despair of inquiry, we're more, I feel like this phase is targeted and positioned in a way that's more like, what shall I do? What can I do? And then I want to know, because that's what I'm going to put on the list. That's what I'm going to do. So this is very straightforward. This is agility, mental agility. This is how do you want to say it? Running with a pen, basically. Like, no. It's like being able to make decisions quickly. Where's that light coming from? Anyway, that's what it's saying. Because the sword is a pen, is a scribe, is a plume. All of them pretty much synonymous in energy. Knowing the right decision and going for it. That's what that is. When you approach healing within the realm of, what can I do right now? There's a sense of progressiveness. This is good. Okay. I like it. We made something of this. Middle of the deck. 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so it's kind of like no competition here. Because 7 of Wands in reversal here, let me just verify what's behind it. Ace of Pentacles in pocket. It's like, we know. We may not have absolute vantage points, or even if we do have the option, sometimes we take like the secret route where we're not expected to be seen. That's, I feel like that. I really, really feel like that. Because if you have the all access pass, why are you going to go the obvious route when it's a very vital time in your life to make like prime decisions? Why are you going to make yourself like out there and absolutely obvious? I mean, you've seen what kind of like darkness is out there, so it doesn't, take away from our shine, but at the same time, it's like, I'm going to shine over here. I'm going to do what I can over here. Okay. So what I'm hearing is like about the seeds and the planting, all of that is, instead of, constantly trying to harvest what you can, it's not all about what is it, conquering. It's about making use of what you already have, and in return the results are maximized because you're not like creating enemies out there. Just you're doing your thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna shine right here. Yeah, I'm gonna shine where, I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. It's all good. What's behind the Devil? Oh yeah, we already got Judgment. Okay, one more. Justice in reverse. It's in the coming. It's coming. All right. I think that's it. Am I gonna put a conversation dice? Probably. There we go. Conversation dice. Okay, first for me. good in reverse, fear in reverse, gratitude upright, long ago in reversal. Okay. So, what's good is about to be turned up to the better. There's no longer any fear involved within the next steps forward, because when you closely identify with gratitude, and you're like shaking hands with the world, like, great job. Likewise. Pleased to meet you. You're in the present. You're in the present. That's it's no longer long ago. It's no longer primordial energy. We've brought that, we've hauled that in. Those energetic cords are here. Okay. Oh yeah, for you. for us, I'll put it right in front of me. Okay. I'm gonna turn the Devil card in reversal because, dude, we're not gonna like obsess over anything right now. Okay. Put it right there, right in the middle now. For us. Okay. Morning upright in the recipient side, in our lane is play closest to us and hate in reversal, between the Devil in reverse and the Nine of Wands showing up card. So it's right in between that. So it's like we've transmuted the hate into a love. Like we're no longer griping. And then, so what's behind my right leg? Because I'm like, it's like kind of surfing, like what? Right foot is sadness. So I think there's something about it being solemn. I don't know. I don't feel sadness, and I don't feel like I'm masking anything. Like, I've dealt with the sadness for quite a bit, so I don't know why I got so many here, but okay. Can you just elaborate on the sadness part? Oh, okay. What's there? Trust. Trust, right? It was right next to play, right in front of us. So I don't know. Sadness. I think it's in the coming, because it's on the doing side, but this is like also future, like past tense, or past, present, future. And morning has broken something that okay. So I think naturally it's just the human experience. When things are done, there's a certain realm of sadness too, but I don't feel sad. I don't forebode it for me. I think maybe seeing the kids like recognize those actual changes, like that's why it's important to kind of stay aloof from, or not aloof, but separate yourself from what you're saying goodbye to. Okay, because I realize that when I'm doing readings and when I'm channeling in like even the music, that oftentimes for very, very dark and disturbed energy, that their soul, like their best of, like their higher selves, their inner children, like the most pure heightened state of who they are, who they could be, are the energies that I converse with. So there's a variance, like even when people are going through like really, really dark times and they refuse that energy, they have an aversion to it, they don't want to recognize that ability, because it makes it so much harder to transgress, to really like face that. Like that's why I really, really, really try to separate myself, so that there's no realm of hurt feelings, like disappointment in where people decide to take their lives when or not. So anyway, there's that. But okay, where does sadness go? I mean, like, just can we elaborate on sadness on there? Spirit? Okay, 2 fell into our like present tense inbox, which is movement and dilemma. This is all about marketing. Like, this is listening and hearing out the problem, seeing out the points of concern, the areas of concern. There's, with movement, there's also implied agility. There's a dynamism that's organic in its field. So when dilemma brought that more central, the movement more central to our area, also like kind of teetering, it's a little bit on the devil card in reverse. It's knowing that our movements aren't always perceived to be absolutely perfect, but the dilemma is meant to ignite us to determine the next like to dig, like, what is that best of, you know? So what's the other 2 on the doing side, or the future side, is accident, kind of inverted or muted, and food and beverage, kind of inverted and muted. And that's touching the box of the fountain tarot that's opened. So it's almost like a coffin. So there's something about consumption, and there's like, I told you, like, this is the purest I've ever been in. Like, I don't do anything really. So there's something about consumption, like addictions, about I don't even want to say addictions. It's what we choose to allow within our systems. Because it's not just about the dietary concerns, like ingestion. This is about our feed, you know, like what we allow into our atmosphere. Okay. So accident, something about we need to watch our food, and like there's something about the possibility of something being tainted. I don't know, I don't normally get this, but sadness, pertaining to sadness, I think somebody's trying to poison us. Like, there's something tainted about what's coming in, and it's mainly to keep us quiet, because it's accident inverted and also muted. So that means that I'm trying to keep us quiet, but come off as an accident with whatever is, you know, like it's almost like framing someone within their own box, within their own field. Like, what the heck is that? Okay. Or like, okay, 2 more, Spirit, in the present. Like, what is that? Can you shed some light on that? Love, extroverted, opportunity in reverse. Love fell in between movement and hate in reverse, and also between square to the devil card in reverse and 9 of Wands. And opportunity in reverse is kind of like it's in the coming. Okay, so there's something here that we should give more weight to, that's just absolutely wonderful. Just wonderful. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna grab those 2, and I'm going to say, okay, what does that mean for the future? Like, what can I... I'm going to get all 4 dice, okay, and see if there's change-ups in the future. Just knowing that like on the doing side. Baby steps was like right underneath my leg, so it's between the present, it's like the phase between present tense and future, and it's on the right, like right underneath like the leg of my right foot, okay? Like underneath my knee, almost like, so it's an articulation point. Baby steps, okay, that's good. So what fell outside? Fate, almost extroverted, food and beverage in reverse, and then habit is inverted. Okay. Yeah, I think, you know how addictions jump from one to another, whatever. There's something about feeling satiated with certain realms of like comfort food. So the energy is still present to be aware of our consumption, and the aggravation of our internal systems on those dependencies that is supposed to be like a warm blanket or whatever is it's something like you have to really pay attention to your health, because I'm getting like something like like there's a major health concern, like heart related. Yes, that is absolutely, it's like heart attack, heart arrhythmia, heart something. There's something there in which we can change in the now. So our diet needs, like, our levels of consumption need to be more more balanced. Yeah, I mean, this is not saying like, oh, you got to train for a marathon. No, there's baby steps in the transition. Okay, so I'm gonna roll sadness one more time, see if there's anything else to say here. It's gratitude extroverted. Okay, on blast. Okay. Dude, I don't know why fate is there. Let me grab one from the deck. Boop. Jesus Christ, what does that mean? 8 of Pentacles in reverse. What does that mean? That's so weird. I don't understand. It's like the final piece is not put put on the puzzle. What is it? Like, I'm not supposed to know, or what's the deal with that? 7 of Wands in reverse again. Oh, they're saying they're not going to be obvious about, you know, the finishing touch. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I don't know why I'm getting Judas energy here, because it's like we're talking about like 12 here, like So 2, 4, 6, 8. Wait, no, wait. Hold on. It's like, what? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 1 is not put on there. So that's like the Judas energy. Everyone else is connected, but that 12th one that's trying to like be united, it's not. And we're talking about the 8 of Pentacles here, which is like not putting in the extra work. So there's something about that there, and being like hidden about that. Like, you know, we just talked about the 7 of Wands in reversal, how it's not being so obvious. There's a traitor up ahead. There's a traitor that's up ahead. It's fake friend energy, but it's like, we would know. There's like, we'll get signs. I don't. So 2, 4, 6, but we hold. There's a, like, it's almost like a baton on the last 2. That's weird. So put that underneath there. Okay. There's also a hidden message of hope right there. They just don't want me to say it out loud. So they're not telling me right now, but I know. I know. They're just, don't tell me all of it, okay? Yeah. See, I told you. 8 of Swords in reversal. Getting out of being stuck, for sure. Dude, for sure. See, I told you. Trust. It's like trust right now. Just play. Just have fun, Tina. Go out there and play. Don't let them, like, don't let them mess with you. Anyway, that's it. Interesting. All right, now that this reading is officially over, I thank all my sponsors and supporters. All donations provided in and of Light and Love are appreciated and received and employed accordingly. Thank you for respecting my time, my space, my energy, my work, my health and wellness, my essence, and that of my children's. So, what else do we want to say? That's it. Upon closing all portals, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with that sequence of rollout. In Light and Love, I close all portals. Now,